welcome back to the channel. So today we will be taking a look at this question called Mortal Kombat Tower from the Codeforces. I recommend you to pause the video and try the question on your own, try to figure out the solution on your own. The problem link is in the description. You can directly head to the Codeforces to solve this question. Okay, I hope you tried to do it on your own. So I assume that you have read question and understood it as well. So let's directly head to the solution. So what I can notice here is that this state, what you can say, not exactly the state. So Wu can kill this boss which is at I plus 1th index. Okay, so I plus 1th index, you have to kill this boss. Okay, so suppose the boss which is at ith index is killed by suppose me, and I have killed the boss at I minus 1th index as well, and I have killed the boss at I minus 1th index as well. And the second case is that I haven't killed it. I have not. Okay. Friend killed it. Okay, this is the better way to state it. Friend killed I minus 1th indexed boss. Okay, so if I've killed the boss at I minus 1th index and the ith index as well, I won't be able to kill the boss at I plus 1th index, right? So this boss has to be killed by my friend. Killed by my friend. So in the same way, if ith boss is killed by my friend, then also two cases will be possible. I minus 1th boss is also killed by my friend, and I minus 1th boss is killed by me. So in the first case, I plus 1th boss should be killed by me. And second case, it can be me or my friend, right? So this is basically the whole point of the question. So, and one more thing, your friend is starting. Your friend is starting. So we will design a basic and very logical DP solution for this question. So what I will take is that DP of I 0 0. So basically 0 is, wait, I'll explain what that means. DP of I comma 0 comma 1, then DP of I comma 1 comma 0, and then DP of I comma 1 comma 1. Okay, so basically these all things represent you have killed bosses, you can say you have killed bosses till the index I, including I. Okay, till the index I, including I. This 0 comma 0 means is that ith index boss is killed by my friend and I minus 1th boss is killed by me. Okay, so this 0, okay, this 0 means that my boss, okay, not my boss, my friend will be able to kill the I plus 1th boss if it is there. Okay, so basically this fits in the constraints 1 to n. So if this is the case, I plus 1th boss can be killed by me or my friend as well. Okay, so in this case, my friend has killed the ith boss, but he's exhausted. Okay, 1 means he's exhausted, so I plus 1th boss should be killed by me. Okay, in this case, ith boss is killed by me and I am not yet exhausted, then I plus 1th boss can be killed by me or my friend. And here, ith boss is killed by me and I am exhausted, so I plus 1th boss should be killed by my friend. Okay, so what will be the transitions? So basically the transitions will be, let me use another colored pen, dp of I plus 1, 0, 0. Okay, so what this means is that, okay, so dp of I plus 1, 0 and 0. So your friend has killed the I plus 1th boss and he's not yet exhausted. Means ith boss was killed by me. So it can happen that I was exhausted at that point or I was not exhausted at that point after killing the ith boss, right? So it will be, okay, minimum of I comma 1 comma 0 and dp of I comma 1 comma 1 plus v of I plus 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so basically this thing represents that I am not yet exhausted and this thing represents that I am exhausted, and this is the thing that I plus 1th boss is killed by my friend and he is not exhausted yet, and this is for the, what you can say, it was skip points, right? So it was for skip points if needed, right? Yes, so this is basically the first transition. What about dp of I plus 1, 0 and 1? So basically here your friend will be exhausted, right? After killing this boss. So if your friend gets exhausted, this means he has killed, or you can say she has killed ith boss as well, right? So definitely he or she has killed ith boss. So dp of I comma 0 comma 0 plus v of I plus 1 is equal to 1. So this will be 1 if condition is true and 0 if condition is false. This is just like some syntactical sugar, you can say, in the standard computer science terms. And what about dp of I plus 1, 1 and 0? So this means that I plus 1th boss is killed by you and you are not yet exhausted, right? So you are not yet exhausted means, okay, you are not yet exhausted means your friend has killed the boss I, right? So it will be minimum of dp of I 0, 0. At that point, after killing the ith boss, it may happen that your friend is not exhausted or he is exhausted. This term is for exhausted. Plus 0. Why 0? Because if you are killing that boss, skip points will be 0. So skip points. What about dp of I plus 1, 1 and 1? So basically you have killed the boss at I plus 1 at the index and you are exhausted. So you are exhausted means definitely you have killed the boss number I. dp of I 1, and at that point you were not exhausted. Plus 0. Why 0? Again, skip points. So skip points will be 0 for uh, for the boss which was killed by me. Okay, so these are basically the transitions. Yes, these are basically the transitions. These 4 lines is the only thing you need to solve this problem. And one more thing we have to take into account, that your friend is going first. Yes, your friend is going first. So some terms will be invalid. What I mean by that is dp of our base cases would be dp of 1 comma 0 comma 0 will be v of 1 is equal to 1. So v is basically the input that I forgot to mention. So v is basically the input vector, and this looks a bit messy. Okay, so what about dp of 1, 0 and 1? So basically this means that your friend has killed the first boss and he is exhausted. How can that happen, right? You can he or she can kill the 2 bosses, right? So this is not defined. So for the implementation purposes, we will take this as L long max by 2 to avoid any overflow, right? So when you will do this plus 1, right? So suppose these both things are what you can say L long max, and if this is 1, it will cause an overflow. So that's why L long max by 2. What about dp of 1 comma 1 comma 0? So basically you are killing the first boss, but your friend is going first, right? So this is again not defined, and similarly this is also not defined. Yes. Also, what about dp of 2 comma 0 comma 0? dp of 2 comma 0 comma 0. So this will also be not defined, right? Because your friend is killing the second boss and he is not or she is not exhausted. How can that happen? Because friend also killed the first boss, right? So if he or she kills the second boss, he or she must be exhausted, right? So okay, I will use he. Okay, generally I'll use he. And okay, so it won't be defined. So dp of 2 comma 0 comma 1. So basically he is exhausted. This will simply be v of 1 is equal to 1 plus v of 2 is equal to 1. So both the bosses at index 1 and 2 is killed by your friend, and dp of 2 comma 1 comma 0. So basically you kill the second boss and your friend is killing the first boss, so it would be v of 1 is equal to 1. Okay, and what about dp of 2 comma 1 comma 1? So basically you are killing the second boss here and you are exhausted, means you also kill the first boss, which is not possible, so it is also not defined. Okay, so when killing the first boss, we encountered three not defined things, right? So three not defined. But when killing the second boss, you encountered two not defined terms. So what about killing the third boss? dp of 3, 0, and 0. So this will be happening. So your friend is killing the third boss and he's not exhausted. So suppose boss 1, boss 2, boss 3. Your friend is killing this boss and he's not exhausted, means I have killed the second boss, right? So this was me. Okay, and the restriction was your friend has to start, right? So this will be basically v of, okay, let's be consistent with the colors. V of 1 is equal to 1 plus v of 3 is equal to 1. Okay, and dp of 3, 0, and 1. So what this states is that, so your friend has killed the third boss and he is exhausted, right? So your friend has killed the third boss. He is exhausted, means he has also killed the second boss. Okay, but according to the constraint in the problem, first boss was killed by your friend. So your friend has killed the three consecutive bosses. So this is not possible, right? So this is also not defined. Oh, wait. This is not defined. Okay, what about dp of 3 comma 1 comma 0? So basically you kill the third boss and you are not exhausted. So you kill the third boss, me, or you can say you you kill the third boss and you are not exhausted, means your friend killed the second boss, and according to the constraint in the problem, your friend also killed the first boss, right? So this will be v of 1 is equal to 1 plus v of 2 is equal to 1. Oh, okay, no problem. What about dp of 3 comma 1 comma 1? So basically you kill the third boss and you are exhausted. So you kill the third boss, you are exhausted, means you kill the second boss as well, and your friend kills the first boss. So it will automatically be v of 1 is equal to 1. And yes, I am using the one based indexing. Yes. So while killing the third boss, we only encountered the one not defined term, right? Okay, so while you can verify by yourself that while killing the fourth boss, you won't encounter any not defined term. Okay, so uh, you won't come across a non-defined term. So it is like homework for you, you can say. Not exactly homework, just try to figure it out yourself by doing this type of thing. And yes, so basically you have to, it will be helpful if you hard code this dpf1, dpf2 and dpf3 things, and run a for loop, and just follow these things. Okay, so this was not nice. So follow these things in your code, and finally your answer will be the minimum of dp of n comma j comma k over all j comma k, right? So j can take 0 comma 1 and k can take 0 comma 1 as well. So this is basically the uh, order of n solution, so it will nicely fit in our time limit. So time limit is 1 second, so it will nicely fit in our time limit. So let us head to the code. So taking the input, and yes, you have to handle the edge cases as well. uh, be sure to handle them. And initializing dp of I comma j comma k as n. So this is basically the worst case, right? Not even the worst case, or worse than that, because your friend will be killing all the bosses, and if every boss is powerful, then it will end up like skip points will end up as n. So basically initializing it to the maximum value possible and hard coding these things, and if n is equal to 2, you don't want to go here, right? So directly outputting the things and hard coding this thing dp of 3, and yes, running the for loop for the transitions to happen, and finally outputting the result. And these are some nice debugging steps that I used, and you can use them in your solution as well. And yes, be careful for what. Yes, so this was my previous solution, right? So 299480. Okay, this was my previous solution and this was my newer solution. So previous submission, it says previous submission. Okay, so I made a mistake that v of 2 is equal to 2. So you have to be careful while hard coding, right? And also I missed this, so I just uh, typed it wrong here as well. So v of I plus 1 was necessary. I was going with v of I, and here directly I was going with 1, but it should be like v of I plus 1 is equal to 1. And yes, these were debugging steps used. Yes, that's all by my side. From my side, okay, that's all from my side. I hope you enjoyed solving this question and uh, listening to the solution as well. So consider liking the video and staying subscribed, staying tuned to the channel. And it was nice to see you on my channel. It really made my day. So yes, see you again, surely.